Hi, I'm Avneet, and today we are going to pick up a very wonderful topic without which I believe things will remain incomplete. So, we are going to talk today about relationship and boundaries. Okay, so first, let me tell you that's a very big topic, a very huge topic to cover. I will be just highlighting some points about it, which will trigger you to think more on it. Okay, now let us understand first upon why relationships. Okay, because we are humans and we have a tendency of relations and not being alone and being in a society, in social group. So these things become very essential part of our life. Secondly, our EQ, emotional quotient, is one part of our intelligence which works really well when the relationships are there, and that is how we tend to do certain things, whether be your personal life or professional life. Relationships become utmost important. Without planning your relationship strategies well and bonding well with those people, one cannot survive, or one cannot get success in life, because with the support of people that we attain success in life. But sometimes what happens is, in the run of attaining that relationship level, or in the run of having those people by your side, we don't put some boundaries which are needed to be there, and running behind these things, somewhere we lose ourselves. So that is wrong. Okay, when I say a balance needs to be there everywhere, so a balance needs to be there in the relationships you keep. All right, whether it's personal, whether it's professional, a boundary, a limitation, a balance in a relationship is important. Then and only then you can have happy and relationships which are giving you the benefit out of it, and the other person as well. Not only you, the other person is also getting the equal benefits of that particular relationship. Okay, so first of all, let's try to understand you before getting ahead with the relationship strategy. Okay, now I'm going to give you the philosophy of what Freud said. Okay, a neuropsychiatrist, Freud of his time. Okay, what he said, that what are you? Okay, so he said we are having ego, superego, and id. Okay, now let us understand what is your ego, superego, and id. Okay, ego is you. Okay, superego is the moral you, the good me. Okay, and id is the devil. You must have seen cartoons. In cartoons you will see the same character is having two plots, and that in one he is having that angel thing on his head, and the other he's having those horns like a devil. And that's true, that is the philosophy that we all have. We all have that voice going in our head, the good voice and the bad voice, which tells you what is right or what is wrong. That is a conflict in our subconscious mind that we always keep playing to come to a conclusion. Our ego is always messed up. He's playing around with those two things: the one who is a selfish being and the one who is a moral being, the one who is telling no, no, this is wrong, and the one who's saying go, do it, get it. So first of all, we have to learn how to balance that, how to bring that ego without being in a conflict with each other into a very state of peacefulness. Once you are at peace with yourself, then you can understand how to go ahead and manage those relationships. So you need little sorting here. Okay, so let's think what things are to be kept with you, what things are not to be kept with you. So you will make zones. Okay, so I have just managed to just make that little bit thing for you. So your zones. Okay, so these are different zones of the things to be spoken, not to be spoken, shared, not to be shared. Okay, so you can make this zones for yourself. This is your zone. Okay, so you're going to make it completely according to you. Hmm? So see, at the center, this is your zone. So the thoughts that you want entirely to be kept to yourself. And trust me, it is okay to keep secrets, all right? You should be comfortable to be with it. It doesn't matter whether you say it to someone or not. It's completely fine. Okay? So this is your zone. These are your own thoughts. So what you can do is, you can just say my zone and list out the things that you would like to keep in your zones. Keep doing this exercise very often, because you and your thought process keep changing. Let's say you can do this every 21 days maybe. Okay, then you have a second zone: the things that you can only share with your family, the things that you can only share with your family members, because those things are some things which you cannot go and say anything outside, so those things you have to keep it there. Okay, then you have another zone where you can share those things to your best friends, or maybe your lover or anything. So that zone comes under that. Okay, when your lover turns into your husband, he's a family. So put him in the family at that time. But until then, boyfriend, girlfriend, here. Okay, with best friends. So that zone, what all things are needed to be said over there. Don't feel guilty that I'm not sharing everything with my loved one or my best friend or like that. It's completely fine. You need to keep those boundaries. That is why they're called boundaries for a reason. Everything and anything is not supposed to be told to everybody. So try to maintain that. Okay, that's called smart work. Okay, so then you have another zone where the things that you would like to say other friends, like um, what I'm thinking about my career. People ask that often. What is your relationship status? It's none of their business. Why to tell them? Until unless you're sure that you can now declare it in the public. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to say. What things you want to say it. What things you don't want to say, don't say it. Create your zones. That is your limitations of how much you have to reach to people. Okay, so that your thoughts are completely arranged, they are not cluttered, they are not overlapping. Okay, and then there is the entire zone for everything else, everyone else, what they, you have to say something which can be told to everybody else. Okay, so like that you can just separate out your zones, and that is how you can limit your boundaries. Okay, now after doing this exercise, okay, what you can do next is that you can pick up three people. Okay, take down notes. Okay, this is one thing that you are going to do. The other thing is that you're going to pick up three people, first three people rather, okay, whom you'll prioritize. For example, the first person who comes to me is my child, all three. Okay, then the second person who comes to me is my mother, for example. Okay, the third person who's the most important to me are my family, or whatever you want to say. Okay, it's like completely up to you which three people. Your boyfriend can also be your first priority, but check on that. Or your girlfriend can also be your first priority, but check on that. But I don't think it's like that. Always a mother comes first. Okay, so that is how you will prioritize. Okay, so first three things will come. After you are done with that, first prioritize yourself after that also. That okay, these three people are more important, still I am the most important, my career aspects, all these things are most important until and unless an emergency situation. Okay, this is done. Then you owe them some time. If these three people are the most important people for your life, then you have to give them some time. Okay, so you have to section out key, once a week I will give time to this person of this much hours, or in 10 days I will go and meet out that friend. So those three people are most important. You are bent to or committed to give time to them, because whatever happens in life you have to look up to them, and they have to look up to you. So those are your three important relationships which no matter what happens in your life you have to maintain and sustain. Okay, so choose those three people very very cautiously, who those three people are. Okay, after you do that, and then you are going ahead with other things, you have to learn to say no, but don't say no. Tricky. Okay, how you will learn to say no without saying no? When somebody asks you for a favor, say yes, but give your reasons if that cannot be done at that moment, right? Especially at work, these things happen, that your boss will ask you something, or your colleague will ask you something, and you say yes and then you suffer. You say yes but give your reason, and never say no. Sometimes you say no and it becomes a very big problem, that this person has told no for this thing and this has become a problem. Never say no directly to say no. Say yes, I will definitely do it, but these are my conditions when I can do that. Okay, so this is how you can just smile, and you can just keep your things ahead, so that those things don't look ugly and it looks satisfying at the same time. Okay, then you can concentrate about how your love relationship should be. Normally I advise give space. Okay, don't just bang on like each other. Space is very important in any relationship, especially when it's a love relationship. Try to understand your individuals first. So first thing, first boundary in a relation is give space and take space. Okay, and don't lose your individuality. Okay, then accept the differences that you each other have. That person has come from a different background, different culture maybe, and you have come from a different background, from a different culture, and from different experiences. The things which are practiced in their home and your home are different, so obviously the outcome is different. So expect and accept those differences, definitely. Okay, then second is minimize your expectations. Normally what we do is we keep a conditions applied ready, that if I am in a relationship, you should be calling me every day, you should be calling me every night to say good night. That is not like that. Okay, let the nature flow, and let it casually and slowly and gradually decide which way it wants to flow, what is good enough for both of you. So just wait and watch what you are getting. Don't snatch it away, because it won't be that fun. So keep your expectations low, see what you are receiving from the other end first, and how much you can take it at the same time. Okay, and whenever you want to keep a point, keep it very slowly, very gently, very politely, so that you have a compassion and sympathy, empathy for that person to understand. All right. Now, when it comes to a professional thing, there most people have come to me saying that my professional relationships don't work really well. And trust me, it becomes a real problem when your best friend is working with you, and at the same time you have a big fight, and it creates a complete mess in the working atmosphere. Okay, so first foremost, don't have best friends at your working place, because professional is professional, personal is personal. But in case even if you happen to have one, so you make sure that in the work premises you are maintaining your distance, and kindly do that. Don't let your personal life come in between your professional life, neither your professional life come into a personal life. That is the biggest boundary that you're supposed to maintain. What remains at office remains at office, what comes to home is just home. All right, so don't discuss your personal life at your office. Only the information that is supposed to be known at your workplace should be disclosed, not everything. And never discuss it with even your colleagues also, no matter how close you are, no matter how much that colleague discusses everything about him or her. You don't go ahead and give away whatever you have in your heart, because that is what you are doing wrong. You are giving your entire information that is deep down inside your heart to that person who is working at your place. Many love stories start from the workplace, but I understand that when they get into a breakup, it creates a big mess, because it not only your personal life is ruined, your professional life is also ruined. If in case that happens also, take time, take a lot of time to understand that person, that if this person has those tendencies of hurting you. So don't rush up things, slow down. Every relationship needs slow and steady, and so it will win the race. Otherwise it will be completely messed up. We don't want that to happen. All right, at the end I would just like to say that relationships are a beautiful thing. Nurture them, take them slow, understand them, give them what they are expecting out of you, but don't give whole of you. It's just a part of you. Maintain your integrity and individuality at the same time, and give love to everybody and spread love. The more you do, the more you have. And with that, I'll say bye bye, take care.